As CITV comes to a close as we know it, today I'm taking you through a brief history of some of the best loved children's television programmes to ever be broadcast on the network. And they certainly were way back in 1964, when Thunderbirds became the first ever children's television programme to be broadcast on ITV, before CITV launched. And in 1968, more sci-fi followed with the intellectual brain box that was Joe 90. However, Thunderbirds became the most successful out of the two, being broadcast in an incredible 66 countries, even spanning a more recent CGI revival. In 1972, ITV produced its very first live-action preschool series. I'm talking about Bungle, George and Zippy, aided of course by Geoffrey, who became everybody's favourite uncle for more than 1,000 episodes on Rainbow. And since 1968 on both ITV and CITV, Sooty has been causing mischief for Harry, Matthew and Richard, with 2023 marking the cheeky champ's 75th birthday. Throughout the late 80s and 1990s, drama certainly was aplenty on CITV, with Press Gang and Children's Ward becoming a springboard for the soap stars we know and love today. Fancy a challenge? For over a decade, Pat Sharp opened his doors to the wackiest game show on British television, Funhouse. And down in the rainforest, Dominic Littlewood, Chris Jarvis and Michael Underwood led their tribe to the temple of the Jungle King in Jungle Run. PVA glue at the ready, if you will please, for the next one, as Art Attack with Neil Buchanan ran for an astonishing 18 years. Despite the show's enormous success, with localised versions being broadcast all over the world, it's safe to say that Mr. Buchanan is still the original and best. Nobody can argue that. I mean, come on, seriously? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And whilst Neil Buchanan urged us all to try it yourself, Fern Cotton, Stephen Mulhern and Naomi Wilkinson had everything you could ever want to make and do
right at your fingertips.
Now from art to science, and in the 1990s and early noughties, the Big Bang had all of your sciencey questions answered, whilst Gareth Gaztop Jones, Carol Vorderman and Fred Dinage were asking that all-important question,
Wow!
over on How To. Fantasy and magic were never too far away for the preschoolers of my generation, with the likes of the Riddlers and Wizardora becoming CITV cult classics. In the 90s and noughties, comedy was coming at us by the bucket loads, with Mike and Angelo and My Parents Are Aliens becoming two of ITV's longest running sitcoms, with the latter bagging numerous TV awards. Talking of crazy comedy, between 1993 and 2001, we were all introduced to the mad world of Zap, the funniest comic on the planet in fine slapstick form. Courtesy of the Jim Henson Company, we were welcomed in to Moppertop's shop. Moppertop certainly had anything you could ever wish or think of. Whilst over at the Ragdoll shop, Rosie and Jim and the Tots from Tots TV were permanent fixtures on our screens for more than a decade. Whilst Ragdoll were also responsible for the Teletubbies, Susanna Gretz created the Teddy Bears. Based on the books upon their launch, these 5 brightly coloured bears from Bearbridge were dubbed the Teletubbies for older children. Which bear was your favourite? Any guesses as to mine? And from coloured bears to coloured kettles. For more than 40 years, the singing kettle have been entertaining children all over the world with their legendary Scottish flair. Best singing voices at the ready, because the Singing Kettle Show and the Singing Kettle News were certainly your one-stop shop for kettle classics. So for 40 years and beyond, CITV and ITV have produced some of the best children's programming in Britain. Still producing old and new animation and reviving the classics. Thank you for their memories, CITV. We salute you.